There is a growing wave of speculation surrounding the well-known and widely liked American actor Zachary Levi, the performer most people first fell in love with thanks to his charming, nerdy, and endlessly likable portrayal of the title character in the long-running action comedy television series that aired for several years in the late 2000s and early 2010s. More recently, millions also know him as the adult version of the beloved superhero who says the magic word and transforms into a full-grown, superpowered man. A role he played with great warmth, humor, and sincerity in two very successful theatrical releases. Now, however, the conversation around the 45-year-old star has begun to shift quite dramatically away from purely entertainment industry topics. Multiple people who are close to the Hollywood world, some speaking on background, others more openly, have started to describe Levi as someone who is very seriously contemplating a major life and career change, moving away from acting, at least as his primary identity, and stepping boldly into the arena of politics. According to those who have been observing him closely, this is not a sudden whim or a passing fantasy. Rather, it appears to be the result of several years of growing frustration combined with an increasing sense of personal mission. One particularly revealing comment came from someone described as a close insider. This person explained that Zachary is not currently standing at a podium announcing any specific political candidacy. He is not out there filing paperwork or forming exploratory committees, at least not yet. However, the insider emphasized, when you really pay attention to how Levi speaks these days, especially when he talks about topics such as courage, deep personal conviction, hope for the future, standing up for what is right even when it is difficult, he no longer sounds like someone who is only trying to build a stronger acting resume. He sounds instead like someone who is deliberately laying the groundwork for something much bigger. Interestingly, not everyone in his inner circle agrees with the idea that he is actively preparing a political run. At least one good friend has come forward to try to push back against the loudest rumors, very clearly stating that Zachary currently has no concrete political plans on the immediate horizon. Still, even among people who remain skeptical about an actual candidacy in the very near future, there is a growing acknowledgement that something important is shifting inside the performer. A well-connected Hollywood studio executive who has worked in the industry for many years offered a very telling observation. He's reading the room, and he knows exactly who's responding to his message. That short sentence carries enormous weight. It suggests that Levi is paying very close attention to audience reactions, not just at movie premieres or fan conventions, but to the way everyday people are responding when he speaks about values, principles, leadership, and the current direction of society. Another industry observer, described as someone with deep Hollywood connections, went even further. This person said that Zachary is very deliberately in the process of crafting what could only be described as a powerful, outsider public persona. The elements of that persona are already quite clear. Inspirational, disruptive in the best sense of the word, strongly principled, unwilling to simply follow the crowd or say whatever is safest. In the eyes of this observer, that exact combination of qualities is precisely the kind of personal brand that modern politicians dream about having. The only real remaining question, according to this source, is whether Levi will eventually decide to convert that growing cultural capital into an actual political campaign. For people who have followed his career over the past 2 decades, the idea that he might make such a dramatic pivot is both surprising and, at the same time, strangely fitting. He first became a household name thanks to playing an extremely relatable, good-hearted, slightly awkward but incredibly intelligent government employee who gets pulled into the world of international espionage. That character was beloved precisely because he felt like an ordinary guy trying to do the right thing in an overwhelming situation. Later he took on the mantle of one of the most optimistic and light-hearted superheroes ever put on the big screen. Again playing someone who fundamentally believes in goodness, second chances, and protecting the innocent. Both of those iconic roles required him to portray characters who are guided by strong inner moral compasses. So when he now speaks, often very passionately, about the importance of courage, standing up for one's beliefs even when the entertainment industry itself pushes back, and wanting to see more stories that uplift people's spirits and faith, a lot of longtime fans say it feels completely consistent with the kinds of characters he has always chosen to bring to life. Whether that passion eventually leads him to leave Hollywood behind, or at least significantly reduce his acting commitments, and run for public office remains one of the most intriguing open questions in the current celebrity landscape. What is already clear is that Zachary Levi is no longer content to be seen only as a talented, likable movie and television star. Many people now believe he is deliberately preparing himself, and preparing the public, for a much larger stage.